to the show. Gather round, listen close. We got George, Brock, and J.A. bringing you the most NFL podcast. It's about to go down. Three amigos ready to run this town. Welcome to the Ball Studio, where the fun begins. George, Brock, and Jay talking NFL with their friends. So grab a drink, sit back, let's dive into the show. The Ball Studio, fam, we're ready to go. Let's go.
Oh, welcome all. Welcome one, welcome many. Welcome to the Vault Studio NFL podcast, brought to you by the Sporting Globe, Chermside Park. Welcome aboard. Thank you very much again, Diaz. We love you, mate.
Love Diaz.
Joined again by always the guy that didn't get the memo. It's a white shirt Monday. We are recording this on Monday night, so
I only own black t-shirts. What
it will
the fuck,
be
bro?
you'll be able to listen to it on Tuesday. A little special episode. JA's got some things, so he's making us reschedule all our schedules. Here he is, right next to me.
Power move.
He's got
missing,
a 40 mil hole in his.
so this better be good.
You're missing Jim.
You missed Jim?
Night.
Yeah,
You-
I know, right? I know.
Jesus.
Who even am I?
This
you,
is
you
special.
go to Jim?
Apparently,
I wouldn't have guessed.
you wouldn't have given it. How does fuck you?
Is that what you call him now, Jim?
Yeah,
You call him Jim?
it's
Yeah,
my,
nice.
My secret gay lover name.
Jimothy?
Jimothy.
Timothy. Do you mind if I call you Jim?
James? Jimothy? We
He doesn't get it because he's never watched The Office.
He doesn't get it. It's great Office reference. Half a minute into the episode.
Amazing.
We're here. We're doing a little special episode tonight.
Ooh.
We're gonna do around the grounds of the divisions, and then we're just gonna break down. We're just gonna roll on.
Who's going to break it down?
We're just gonna break it down and just go our biggest disappointments for the year, and our biggest just sort of surprises for the year. That's just we're gonna wing it. No schedule, no structure. Let's just get stuck into it.
I'll do my best work unstructured.
Hit us with the first division. Let's go NFC North. What do we got here, Georgie boy?
NFC North is
best
probably
division in
the best
football.
division in football, just as a quick little side note. And another little side note, the Detroit Lions had an amazing comeback win today on the road in Houston against a firing Houston defense.
They're the first team since 1950 to trail by more than 2 scores and have a quarterback throw 5 interceptions and win.
1950 was a completely different game. Was that
They
leather
didn't even
helmets?
throw
Was that
the
leather
ball
helmets in
in.
the 50s?
Could you throw the ball forward in that?
Probably. Yeah, I think you could.
I think it was
frowned upon.
It was more like a
masturbating
two-hand
on a
pass.
plane.
That's how they used to do it. Two-hand passes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Like netball?
It wasn't
Don't
a
start me on
one-hand
netball.
It wasn't until Johnny Unitas' golden arm where they actually learned how to throw the ball properly.
Oh, okay.
Shout out
very
Baltimore Colts.
Yeah, that was a really good win on the road. They were 19 points down at one point and came back to win. That was
Pretty soft loss by the Texans, though.
Yeah,
yes.
Texans
They
have to win
had
that
no
game.
business losing that game, especially with Goff throwing the 5 picks. They really should have buttoned that right up.
Stroud is struggling a bit. Well, we'll talk to him when we get to the AFC South. But yeah, the NFC North, I want to quickly touch on the Bears.
Yeah.
They needed to get rid of Matt Eberflus.
Yes.
Yep.
I think the team has quit on him.
100% they have. He's lost the locker room.
Yeah. I think
That is the
Williams
ultimate time
has
to quit.
regressed a little bit too.
Who?
Williams has regressed a little bit too.
Here's my problem with Williams, right? Sorry, it's not my problem with Williams. It's the problem with the Bears offense. There are plenty of teams that struggle with bad offensive lines, and you adapt. Like the Texans, we use that as an example today against the Lions. The first half, they were able to get rid of the ball so quickly because they couldn't pass protect, right? So Stroud was getting the ball out of his hands, they were running the ball, they were doing the right things to be like, let's nullify this offensive line. And it didn't work for them in the end, but it put them in a position to beat, I think the
Put them in a
Lions-
winning position.
I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL. I think it's quite comfortable too.
Sure.
I think they are by far
I
the best
don't
team
think
in the NFL.
anyone's going to argue with you
There's
on that.
no one that's better in all 3 phases of football than the Detroit Lions right now. So they put themselves in a position to win by coming in with a really good game plan in a team that was outnumbered. They've got some injuries to the Texans. So they went, what can we do to be successful against this really good team? And they put themselves in a position to win. It didn't work out in the end, but they could have easily kicked a 58. If the kicker had kicked that, it was a long field goal, I know. But if he hits that, we might be talking a completely different story.
Sure.
tonight. So what the Bears' problem is, they don't put Caleb Williams in any position to be successful.
Yeah, but that's coaching though.
Agreed. And that's why Matt Eberflus, and I know Eberflus, who's the defensive coordinator, he's hired Todd Monken, who's come over from Seattle, who was an awful offensive coordinator at Seattle, and they were terrible under him there, and they've literally fired him because they needed to make changes, and their offense has been much better this year. It hasn't been amazing, but it's been better with a quarterback like Geno Smith. It's been better, and they've got a bad offensive line too, and they've still been able to have games, and they're winning football games, right?
Yeah, true.
So the Bears' problem is now not talent. They're a very talented defense. They've got enough talent on offense. to be successful even with a subpar offensive line.
The problem is the O-line. Yeah.
The O-line's bad, but you can scheme around it if you can put your. You shouldn't ever in the NFL go 24 series without scoring an offensive touchdown.
That's
Yeah,
great.
That's struggling.
That's coaching. With Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, DeAndre Swift, Caleb Williams is not a bad quarterback. The Bears have got a guy. He's not a bad quarterback. They need to sort this shit out. They need to get Eberflus out the building, which could happen by the time we finish this podcast. He could be fired. But
True.
they need to
The way things are going.
they need a reboot. They need to get a Ben Johnson sort from Detroit, a Bobby Stoic from the Texans. They need to go and get a young offensive minded guy that can come in and go, all right, Caleb, we can
Yeah.
be productive with
Yeah,
you.
actually use the weapons you have.
Yeah.
Rather than actually win games, rather than trying to not lose games.
Well, I was hammering
That's a
DJ
good
Moore
point.
for being a quitter, but he's quit on the coach. The whole team's quit on the coach.
Yeah.
It's pretty obvious.
They could, you lose to the New England Patriots. They are an awful football
At home.
team.
At home.
Which they've won 7 games in a row at home.
Yeah, they've been good at home.
So to lose that way and be able to get zero offensive production. Same with last week. Like you lose on a Hail Mary to Washington. You win that game. You win the Patriots game. You're in a completely different situation.
Yeah,
right
you're
now.
6-3 or whatever.
Now their season's over because the Bears haven't played a division game.
Yeah. Before this game, they were 4-0 at home and they were 0-4 on the road.
Right.
Like the Pats came into this game at 6.5 underdogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, shit. Okay.
Like I
And
took
weren't
the
that
points
good.
in this.
And weren't that good. They were not that good.
No.
Drake May looked okay.
He's watchable. The Patriots are watchable with Drake May, but they are not a good football team yet. They can be. They've got a piece now that they can start building around with Drake May. I agree, but
But on talent, Chicago kicks the shit out of them.
they're much
On
more
talent.
talented.
Yeah,
That's it. That was a coaching loss today.
I agree.
And like Caleb Williams, get rid of the ball quicker. Watch the plays he's running. They're not running plays for him to get rid of the ball. Like they're not doing anything to try and like their best run was when they were running the ball well and getting the ball out of his hands quickly. And oh god, look at it, he was being successful.
Yeah.
So that's my theory on the Bears. Their season's done. They're not going to be a playoff team. The division's too hard. They'll be lucky to win one of their 6 division games because the division's so good.
Yep.
And if you look at the rest of it, Detroit, we've talked about them a lot. We don't need to talk about them much more, but they are just such a complete football team, and good teams find way to win games like they did today.
Absolutely. And this isn't a knock on Jared Goff, but having a game like that today, that's how you lose your MVP award. Because, it was going to be him or Lamar Jackson. And if they played so well all year and didn't have this game, he probably wins it over Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson this year has been otherworldly. But having a game like this to your stats just destroys you.
Yeah,
I don't think Goff cares.
No, I think the benefit that
Your point's
Goff's-
valid. I just don't think he cares.
I think the benefit that Goff got today, winning, throwing 5 interceptions, the benefit that he's going to get walking into that locker room,
Facing the team.
knowing that his team, for all intents and purposes, bailed him out.
Yeah.
Which is nothing wrong with that. That's what teams do. It's what
But
good teams
he's
do.
been basically perfect for like the
exactly.
last 6 weeks.
And he was pretty perfect in most of that game today, other than the 5 bad throws that were interceptions.
He had a bad start, and that was when he had 4 picks when I saw his stats. But he was like 8 from 15 for like 100 yards.
He also had 2 touchdown drives in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
That got him
That
the
won
lead
them-
again.
Won them the game. Yeah.
And then got them a field goal.
got them,
Got them a drive to get a
Yeah,
field
yeah,
goal.
yeah, yeah.
So he was good when it mattered. And I think a team like that, like the Lions, the way they're coached, the way they're built, they're going to take so much away from a team in the Texans that we think are one of the better teams in the AFC, and they are. The Detroit are going to go into that locker room being like, we're unbeatable. We can
Yeah.
throw 5 interceptions,
And still win.
be down by 2 scores, and still win
on the road.
on the road.
No. 3 scores, bro.
3 scores, and still find a way to win.
Yeah.
Like that's a team that's going to cement how they feel about each
Yeah.
other even more.
Yeah, it's a galvanizing
Because Goff's going to
moment
go
for
in and be like, "Thanks, boys.
Yeah.
Hey, defense, thanks for keeping us in the games." And then the defense will go, "Hey, we kept you back in the game, so you could come back and win it late."
Yeah.
That's what good teams do.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And that's what I said in our chat. Like, good teams just find a way to win.
Yeah. And the rest of the division, I think Green Bay. I'm concerned with Green Bay. I think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're as good as what we think. I think the Jordan Love injury hurts them. They're going to play worse teams down the stretch. I think they'll be a playoff team. And then Minnesota, again, I feel like a hypocrite saying that, good teams find a way to win games, but Darnold's really having the aggression now.
Yeah, Pookie's really dropping off there.
Pookie's dropping off.
Pookie is dropping
as
off.
the old Hawk Tour would say. He started to struggle a little bit, which is concerning because they don't have another option. It's not like they have JJ McCarthy where they can be like, well, let's throw our first round pick in and see how he goes for a few
Yeah,
weeks.
no,
Yeah, but
he's done for
But
the year.
like, I get what you're saying, but they did win. They won today.
My question is, are they winning a playoff game with Sam Darnold
If
as a wild card? So they're the wild. Let's just say
for probably the 5th seed,
they're the 5 seed, right? They're going to play the 2 seed, which is going to be
probably the Eagles.
No,
Eagles.
they wouldn't play the 2 seed.
Yeah, 5 plays 2.
No. 5 plays.
Two plays 7.
5 plays
Oh,
4.
sorry, 5 plays 4. So they're going to get Atlanta.
As it stands right now, let me quickly.
It'll be
pull it up.
Atlanta, Eagles, Washington. It'll be anyone but Detroit.
It would be, yeah, they're looking at playing Arizona at the moment. That's who's the 4th seed.
Yeah, like
That's a winnable game.
they could
for
beat
them.
Arizona, but they might also get the Niners.
Yeah.
Because the Niners are tied for that division at the moment. I know they're second because of the tiebreaker, but I mean, like, I don't think I've got faith in the Vikings going into a playoff game and winning on the road.
Sure.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
I don't think they're winning the division because the Lions are so good.
No,
and the
they're not winning the
Lions,
division, no
Lions
way.
have already beaten them once.
Yeah.
So
Green Bay's just thereabouts. So, like, Love is good, but he needs weapons as well.
yeah, it's not work. But again, we said this about Green Bay last year, and then they went on a run late in the season.
Yeah.
So there's still hope. They're very well coached. They're very talented. The North is the best division in football. The unfortunate part of being in the North, if you're anyone but Detroit, is that you got to play Detroit twice.
Yeah.
And then like Green Bay are going to play Minnesota and Green Bay are going to beat each other up. And then like Chicago, they're not. I don't think they're a bad team. They're not an easy beat because of their talent, but it's a tough division. Like
Yeah,
it's
it's
going to be
very-
really hard.
It's going to be tough for a team like Minnesota or Detroit to actually go into Chicago late in the year
Yeah,
and play in the elements.
because they also hate each other.
That's probably the only game they sort of win against one of those teams that
I
play in the dome
guarantee
all
you,
year.
Detroit, Chicago will win a home division game later in the year. I'd put
Yeah,
money on
yeah,
it.
sure. That's not. Yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, I put money on it.
They played Green Bay last game of the year. Third last game of the year, they played the Lions and the Vikings the week before that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So,
So like,
They could beat the Lions because the Lions sort of sewn it up and just sort of start shutting up shop.
could
yeah.
do.
So gun to your head. We've all got Detroit obviously making the playoffs, but gun to your head,
Did you put a gun to a metaphor? A
I've-
metaphor gun to someone's head?
gun to a head are 3 teams making it from the North.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think so either. I think we'll have Minnesota and Detroit because Minnesota have such a good lead now. I think Green Bay will miss out.
Okay. I think they'll sneak in as a 7 seed.
Because you're also going to have like Washington and Eagles are going to make it.
Yeah.
I also think Arizona and the 49ers make it too. And then I think Minnesota and Detroit.
Okay.
So I think Green Bay will be they'll be
They'll get-
fighting
they'll get
for it
squeezed
and
out,
they'll
yeah.
be close. I think their best chance is to get that 7 seed. But they've got to play they've got to play a tough division. It's
very tough.
It's a hard run home. So that's my opinion
Where
on
are we
it.
going next, Brocky?
Let's stay in the NFC. Let's go to the East. Let's just go around the compass here.
Oh shit!
Around the
I
cup,
like-
never
I like-
eat soggy wheat bix.
Never,
I like
never
it.
entertain sexy women.
Why?
They break your heart.
That's all I entertain upstairs.
Hey,
My wife, obviously. She's a
NFC
sexy lady.
NFC East.
NFC East. Let's get back on the show.
Well, obviously the Cowboys are going to storm home and take the division. I did
Really a case of haves and have-nots this fucking division. It's actually really funny. I was not. Are we doing surprises now or later?
You can- yeah,
if
throw a
you have a
surprise whenever you've
surprise,
got
give
one.
a surprise.
So one of my biggest surprises is the Eagles being 7-2. To be perfectly
a
honest.
month ago, if you told me
Yeah.
I was 7-2,
even pre-season, I was really worried because of the whole Sirianni bullshit. I was
Yeah.
really, really worried.
I think one thing the Eagles have done a good job of, and this is probably like an ownership and GM level, is putting in 2 good coordinators to kind of over.
Sure.
And
Override the head coach.
Sirianni, since his moment where he abused the crowd, and this is like swallowing vinegar for me, he's been a lot more.
He's been a lot better.
Because they're winning though.
He shut up though.
Nah, he's
But-
he's definitely shut up.
They won when he abused the crowd.
Yeah, but he beat,
They
beat the
won.
Bears. Not the
Yeah.
Bears. Beat the Browns.
But they still won that game. Like most coaches, when they win that game, they're like, "Hey, the NFL's hard, guys.
Yeah.
like we won. Be happy we won. Like let's not fight about it. We won."
I think ownership has definitely sat him down and said, "Listen, like you're on a very short leash."
I think so too.
you
I
need
think
to calm the
something's
fuck
been
down.
said to him, but
Yeah.
he hasn't been unbearable. He's kept his mouth shut.
Nah, he's been tolerable.
the team seem to be rallying him around a little bit more.
We're getting guys back.
Yeah, getting
We're
healthy always
the
helps.
run game
Saquon Barkley's
is on another level.
him and Derrick Henry are the 2 best signings of the offseason.
Yeah.
by far.
Another good Thursday night game. Eagles versus Washington.
Eagles
this week.
Commanders.
Oh,
yeah, I
that's
think
a
it's in
good-
Washington.
Can I have a
Yeah.
That's why we pulled all our starters because we're playing again in 5 days.
Can I have a mild hot take on
No, it's at
Washington?
home. It's, you guys are at
Oh,
home.
it's in Philly. Oh, wow. Okay, cool.
I don't think Washington are that good.
Yeah, I'm sneaky with you. Sneaky with you.
They've put runs on the board early, which is important.
bank games,
banked
the
some
bank
games,
wins, yep.
And they'll be a playoff team, I think, because they've banked enough wins, and they get to play the Cowboys twice and the Giants.
Well, they're
one more
7-3,
time.
so they probably need 10 wins to get in. So they're only going to
Yeah.
get fined another 3 wins, which
It's-
probably will happen.
Yeah, I think so too. So, but I don't. I think it's been a good start. It's been that new head coach rally. Jaden Daniels,
New
is
quarterback thing,
obviously-
yeah.
he's been very good.
Yeah.
But he's regressed the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, he
Like,
has.
teams are working him out a little bit.
Even that
Steelers
winning against
did
the
a good
Bears.
job today.
Even that winning against the Bears, like it was on a Hail Mary. Like that
Well,
was a
if-
lucky tip.
Let's just say they didn't win that game against
The Bears played like
right?
shit and they were still in a winning position.
Like, so
to
they,
win that game.
they lose that game. The Hail Mary never happens. They don't score on it, and they lose to Pittsburgh. It's looking like a different season.
Yeah, it is.
That Hail Mary, and it happened. Like, we can't dismiss it because it did happen. But I just don't know if they're as polished, and they're not that talented. They're really not that
No,
talented.
they're
Like,
definitely playing above themselves. Yeah.
offensively, they're mildly talented. Like, Terry McLaurin's having a really
Scary
good
Terry's
season. They run the ball adequately. They'll get Brian Robinson back, which will help them. Their offensive line's solid. Jane Daniels he's been the mill tick.
He's been very good.
He's been very
Yeah.
good for them, and he's going to
There's
be
no- it's
he's
undeniable.
going to be rookie of the year, like unanimous. He's going to
Yep.
be offensive. Rookie of the year.
They should just give him the trophy now. Just mail it to him. And be
Yeah,
done.
I can't see anyone else taking it. from
How?
him. Unless he falls apart and Bo Nix goes on a run, which I don't see that happening either.
No, neither do I.
But I just don't know. I'm not sold. Again, I'll use the same theory as the Minnesota theory. A Washington, let's just say they're a wild card, because I think they will be. I think the Eagles will beat them this week and they'll jump them. Let's just say they're a wild card and they're the 6th seed, and they play Philadelphia in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
or a Detroit, or Detroit will probably be the 1 seed. But you know what I mean? Like, they play that sort of caliber. Are they going on the road and winning a playoff game?
With a rookie quarterback, very hard.
No,
Very
I think,
tough.
I think so too. So I don't think I think their hypes become.
I think
bigger
the
than
Eagles are
their
going to win that
talent.
division now. The more I look at it,
Yes.
the more I think that like the coaching is really starting to catch up to the talent on the team and
Yep.
using the talent properly.
Yeah.
And I think that we've just got. Was it, I think who was said it on the broadcast today? Was it Olsen? I think it was Greg Olsen said
Maybe.
it today.
I didn't watch it because I can't stand.
Or
watching
was
the
it? Or was it
Cowboys.
Tony Romo? I can't remember. One of them said it. That the only
It was definitely Romo, because at one point someone held up a sign in the crowd saying, "Romo, come and play a couple of series," and Romo was like, "Oh, I could maybe
basically
give you
said
one
that
series."
the only thing that's going to stop this Eagles team from scoring is themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's just too much talent. They can run the ball too well, and they've got too many weapons. Like Dallas Goddard, he's a stud, man.
He's so good.
He's so good, man.
This was about the same time last year I called this division. I don't think the Eagles are going to win this division.
You reckon?
And it's not
Of
'cause
course
I'm a-
not. Brock's
No, no,
just been a
It's
hater.
not because I'm
bro.
a hater because of you, George.
No, you're a hater, and it's okay.
I think
Own you're a hater.
Washington are going to go on a run.
No,
I think Washington have had their run.
Nah.
I truly believe they've
Washington
had their
are
run.
playing good football.
I think
they've had-
Washington are going to They lost to Pittsburgh today. Pittsburgh are not that good.
Pittsburgh are good. Pittsburgh defense is
they
very
lost to
fucking...
they lost to Pittsburgh at home, bro.
No, Pittsburgh's defense is very fucking good.
Pittsburgh lost to the Cowboys.
Yeah, but Pittsburgh's defense is very good.
I agree.
Do not undermine
They've got some
the
parts.
Steelers' defense.
And Russell Wilson's been a bit. We'll talk about them later.
Yeah,
But
he
yeah,
played a shit game today,
I just
but
think
their defense is good.
I think Washington have had their run, and I think they're going to limp their way into a playoffs.
They'll be a playoff team, which
I'll
is pretty good.
Trust me, no one wants to give the Eagles
I'll
their
put a slap
flowers
bet on-
less than me.
I'll put a slap bet on this, JA.
I'm not doing a fucking slap. I'm not a psycho.
Washington wins this division.
No, well, they're leading the division. They should
No,
win. it from
they're not.
here.
No, they're not.
Yeah,
Nah,
they're
the
Eagles-
because they lost today. You're right.
Eagles are winning this division.
No, I think Eagles will win it. I think Eagles will win it.
Put
I'm
your
not-
money-
I'm not
put your money
slap
where-
betting. I don't want to be slapped. I
Don't lose. If you're so
Someone,
confident.
a wise man once told me, never put your faith in the Eagles.
Was it
I think
George?
it was you.
I'm pretty sure it was me.
So that's the
The Cowboys and Giants are done. They're literally setting up shop for the offseason.
Talk about the Cowboys. They're one of my big disappointments. I
Actually,
had
I'm
them
not
winning the
disappointed
division.
at all.
I had them winning the
I
division.
had them win the division as well, but after the first couple of games, it was a bad call. For
You
me.
can't tell me
I
that
don't
this
think I'm not
season is
disappointed.
anything but a disappointment. As a Cowboys fan,
I am not disappointed in this season. I'm disappointed that we're not a good team, but I'm not. What's the right way to say it? I'm not shocked by it.
It's the same.
It
It's
was
the same
always-
roller coaster they do every
The-
3-4 years.
You NFL teams have to really learn right. And I thought about this today. I was driving back home and I was thinking, like, what is why are good teams good? It's the fact that they don't do the same shit again and expect a better result.
Sure.
The Cowboys had, and I've said this a billion times, Prescott and CD Lamb made them what they were last year. You had CD Lamb
Yes.
playing as one of the best, historically the best receiver in Cowboys history, and Prescott playing as historically as the best quarterback in Cowboys history.
It was an
That-
MVP candidate, man.
that bailed out awful coaching and really a lack of talent.
Like I said, it's the same 4-year cycle for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They have a real good year.
They'll reboot.
They'll win the division.
Yeah.
They have a shit year. They somewhat come back,
difference
but then
was-
they get a couple like third place, second place draws.
Well, the difference was
Win
the
the
Cowboys
division again
They won
and suck
12
next year.
They won 12 games 3 years in a row, which was different. I think I genuinely am more disappointed with the way the Cowboys season ended last year because I think they were really good last year.
Sure.
And I think their lack of having a good coach and preparing themselves properly
Yeah.
cost them an opportunity to really compete in a playoff race.
Yeah.
And losing to Green Bay, who was a hot team, they needed a coach that could identify that the Green Bay are coming in hot. We're going into a battle here, right?
Yeah.
Which the 49ers did. The 49ers were like, okay, they've just beaten the Cowboys, who were the 2 seed.
On the road.
These guys are like they're rolling Green Bay. We got to come in ready to fight these guys, and then good teams like that find a way to win in that moment, right? The Cowboys have been hamstrung by their own coaching staff and their own ownership for too long.
Ownership for sure.
And the thing will reboot. And I've said this: the only way I can see the Cowboys surviving and rebuilding and being a strong team quickly is if they bring in a Bill Belichick guy who's going to come in and go, Jerry, shut the fuck up.
Are we calling it here early? Bill to the Cowboys?
If you're Bill, I think it's all going to be on his terms.
Yeah,
He sits down with Jerry and goes, hey,
As it should be.
hey Jerry,
If you're Bill.
I'm the greatest coach of all time, if not the greatest, one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I know how to win Super Bowls and I know how to build a team. You need to shut up and leave me the fuck alone. I don't think Jerry will do it.
No.
And that's why I don't think it'll happen.
He's too arrogant.
And Belichick won't, because he's arrogant from the other side where he's like,
The winning side,
I
yeah.
know how to do it.
Yeah, I know how to win. Yeah.
So shut up and let me do it.
Runs
or,
on the board.
Or I'm not going to do it. Or I just won't
but
do
hang
it.
on a minute. If you've got the runs on the board and you've got the proof, is it arrogance or is it just confidence?
It's confidence, yeah.
Yeah. Because you've proved it. So it's not arrogance.
100%. And Jerry Jones is just, he still thinks he's the best GM in football. Like
He's so out of touch. It's not
he's
even
an
funny.
idiot. The good thing is that his son and the GM, Will McClay, are really good at drafting and signing players. So if they can get a Bill Belichick, I think they can turn it around quickly. But I just said, it's not a disappointment to me because I could see it coming. I saw it coming last year. Call me pessimistic, call me whatever you want. I'm realistic. I can look at it and go,
Sure.
I know where this team.
I'm disappointed because like I said, I hadn't picked to win the division.
Nothing.
I thought they were going to do like what Detroit did this year, where they're going to come back and fucking storm through everybody
No,
as
they
like
didn't.
a get back from last year because how they bowed out.
Do you know the
last
difference between them and Detroit? The Cowboys don't have Dan Campbell.
Year. Yeah, well,
Who
that's-
knows how to get a team up and about and have them play for each other and be a proper team.
Yep.
McCarthy doesn't
Proper
know how to
team,
do that.
all right, yeah.
McCarthy is basically an extension of Jerry Jones' hand that's up his ass.
Yeah.
That's all he is. He does what Jerry Jones tells him to do because it's the only way he can get a coaching job
and survive
is
yeah.
by doing that.
Yeah.
See, I don't think you'll get Bill for the simple fact that he's making more money now in media than he
It
was.
depends if he's got the drive. If he
Yeah,
wants
but-
to coach again, do you reckon he wants to stick it to like after what Brady did when winning the Super Bowl? Do you reckon he wants to stick it and show he can do
But
it?
not even that. Like
At the Dallas Cowboys?
he's working in the media, doing a quarter of the time he would be doing as a coach.
Yeah.
At best, a quarter of the time, making the same amount of money. Why would he want to go back and coach?
I don't think it's about the
Because
money for Bill.
those guys are built differently.
But he's 70 odd years old.
I'm telling you, if Jerry Jones comes to him and says,
I don't think-
I'm giving you the farm, you run this
No,
team
I don't
however
think-
the hell, which I don't think will happen.
I don't
mind
think it's
you.
a smart idea either, though.
I think he does it.
Nah, I don't reckon he will.
Maybe not.
I don't see why he would want to come back and go back into that sort of
Like those
structure.
Those guys
I
are
understand-
driven so differently.
I understand that, but like, what's the point? If you fail, you destroy your legacy even more.
Does he?
Yes.
I don't reckon he does.
I don't know about destroy,
You
but
can never,
it
you can
definitely
never,
dents
you
it.
can
Definitely
never
dents
take,
it.
you can never take his
You
legacy.
can't
away.
take his rings away.
It
but
dents
like,
it
it's
because
definitely
it
dents
shows it shows that like he can't win without Brady. It does.
Agreed. So it's gonna be on his mentality of, well, can I go and take over the biggest franchise in probably world sport, which is the Dallas Cowboys.
I
They're
don't
the
know
one
about
of
world sport, but they'd be up there.
It's,
They'd be-
it's definitely top 5.
they're
money-wise.
They're the most.
Are they?
They're
Yeah,
the-
it would be for
Look
sure.
that up, please, bro.
They're number 2 behind Real Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid will be up there.
Either way, I
Well,
just
more
think,
than the Yankees. Get out of here.
yeah, NFL's way bigger than baseball. people don't understand how much bigger NFL is than baseball.
Okay.
There was a Thursday night game a few years ago that was it was Jacksonville versus the Titans when they were both dog shit.
Well, they're still dog shit.
And it was a Thursday night football game late in the season where nothing mattered at the same time that Game 7 of the World Series was playing.
So it would have been like October.
Yeah. And the Thursday night football game got more views than Game 7 of the World
Here we
Series.
go. So we got value for 2023 rankings. Cowboys are 9 billion. Yankees are 7 billion.
Okay.
Golden State and the Pats are both 7 billion each.
Yeah.
And the Los Angeles Rams are 5th with 6.9 billion.
Rams are massive because they're a big market.
Yeah. Big market.
That's it.
Giants are
I don't know.
6th.
I'm
Yeah,
finding
because New York.
New York.
I find it such a relief now, and you can call me a shit fan, call me whatever you want. I don't have to worry about the Cowboys now. I can actually just enjoy the NFL.
Yeah, season's over.
Because I've said before, I think I'm more of an NFL fan than I'm a Cowboys
Yeah.
fan. I enjoy football more than being a Cowboy.
No.
I don't have to stress about it. They're done. Their season's
I'm
over.
a huge Red Eagles fan.
I know you
and
are.
I
You're,
love it.
you're an absolute piece of shit.
Right,
And I
that's fine.
respect it about
Yeah.
you. Next division.
NFC South.
The South.
The South.
It will rise again.
Atlanta. That was a bad loss today.
That was a bad loss.
But I think I said this to you before. I don't know if you were here yet when I said it. Road division games. This is why they're tough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
it's a coin flip.
Because you can have the Saints who lost to the Panthers last week.
Yeah.
They fire their coach. They get the interim coach boost. Where all the players want to play for him for 1 week. They'll lose by 40 points next week, whoever they're playing. But they want that interim coach boost. And they just go in, and then you get Young Ho Koo, who's one of the best kickers in football, misses 3 field goals. Kirk Cousins turns the ball over, which he hasn't done all year. They're
play-
dropping passes. They
They play the
can't.
Browns.
Yeah, like who?
The Saints play
So-
the Browns.
They'll lose to the Browns. Put money on it now.
Jameis Winston.
Save it for Red Cup betting. Browns. It's Jameis Winston revenge game.
Yes.
But listen, man, like that just happens. Road games are hard when you play a team a lot, and then they have that extra motivation.
Right.
And if you come in slightly underdone, like if they kick their 3 field goals, which their kicker does every week, they win that game easy.
Easy. Yeah.
They don't turn the ball over; they win it easy. Like you just can't leave points on the field and turn it over in the NFL
Yeah.
unless you're Detroit and you find a way to win somehow. But like I said, it just doesn't shock me.
Special divisional game, yeah. It's always close. It's always
100%.
tight.
And I feel really, really sorry for Tampa Bay because I actually think they're a really good team.
Agreed.
And what Baker was able to do today, like, they only don't have Mike Evans, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer. They're missing Godwin as well.
Yeah.
They're missing Tristan Wirfs, their all-pro left tackle, went
Yeah.
out in the first quarter. They're so injured, and yet they still find a way to stay in games. And that's Baker just being a dog.
Yeah.
Like, I can't tell you how badly I wanted the Niners to lose to them today.
Yeah.
I was rooting so
Yeah. Fuck the Niners.
But at the end of the day, I was just like, I just don't think it's going to happen because they just don't have the firepower when push comes to shove. They just don't have it.
Yeah.
And again, the Niners, they missed 3 field goals. They turned the ball over and they still found a way to win,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
disappointing.
Just talent.
I feel like you should be punished for that. Whereas the Bucks are just playing.
If they had
without
Evans,
talent
if they had Evans and Godwin, they're winning that game.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
I think if they were healthy, they're still competing for the division. That's why I
Absolutely.
feel sorry for them. Like, they're probably one of my biggest. I don't know if they're a surprise or
What
disappointment.
are they?
but
They're 2 games behind.
yeah, and they're just and Atlanta have swept them.
Yeah.
So
So
they're two and a half games behind. They're going to
They're
have to
make
win.
up 3 wins.
And then Falcons are going to. I don't think Falcons are losing that many. I don't think Falcons will lose 3 games for the rest of the season. Like
Yeah.
they're a really good
They're a
team.
good team. Yeah.
So I think the South is pretty sewn away. I don't see 2 teams coming out of the South. I
Nah.
can't see it. I've really enjoyed Carolina's mini rejuvenation, I guess.
I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, like I'm
like
actually
it.
really happy for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
He deserves some respect. It's not his fault that he struggled. It's not
I've
his
spoken
fault
to-
the franchise is terrible.
I spoke on it last week.
Yeah.
Like I said, Alabama, when he had good players around him, he was good.
So like, is there? I can see a world.
He won the Heisman, didn't he?
Yeah.
No,
No, he didn't.
he didn't win it.
Who won it? Daniels?
No, I think Shroud won it the year he competed.
Shroud.
Yeah.
Mate, either way, I don't know college enough to know, but he was definitely in contention for it at some point. But I think like I can see a world now with Carroll because they had trade offers for him.
Yeah,
Apparently,
right.
they had 6 or 7 teams wanting to trade for him, and they said no. We still have faith in him.
Yeah.
And then Andy Dalton got hurt, and he's come back in, and he's
Actually,
played
check that
okay.
he did win it. He won 2021.
I thought he won a Heisman,
Thought
yeah.
so, yeah.
So I mean, like he can come in and
Like, you can't win a Heisman and be shit. Like, you just can't.
I think the physical traits are still an issue,
Yeah, it's an issue.
but
That's
I
the
also
problem.
think that you put enough talent around him and do some things for him, he could be
He could be okay.
all right. He could be a good starter.
A serviceable,
Yeah.
maybe like bottom 10 starter.
I think he could be a starter where you're like, let's use Gino as an example. I don't think Gino is going to get benched anytime soon because he's good enough that he plays well enough in patches that you're like, why would we bench him? But I'm also not like, I reckon if another option came up for Seattle, they'd jump at it pretty quickly.
Okay, so let me put it to you like this. From this game today, who are you taking as your starter tomorrow? Bryce Young or Daniel Jones?
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young.
Two completely, like, in terms of like physicality, they're two completely different
Bryce
prototypes.
Young, and it's not even a question.
I'm probably going to have to agree with you.
I think he's much better.
Normally, I'd take the
I thought you
bigger-
were going to ask out of Bryce Young or Geno Smith. I think
I would still take Bryce Young.
I think you put Bryce Young in Seattle right now, he's doing as good as Geno Smith.
Sure. Yeah,
Like with DK and JSN and
the
Lockett
run
and
game
and
as
then
well,
and,
yeah.
and Walker. I think he's fine. I don't think he's that bad a football player. And I was ready to be like, he's done. He's shown enough. Also, he's shown some character
Yeah.
to be benched and then get his starting job back from injury and then come in and just be like water off a duck's back.
They're
Yeah.
professional.
I
For a
respect
young
that.
kid, that's impressive.
I respect that. It'd be easy for him to throw the toys out of the cot and be like, oh, I don't want to play. Trade me. I don't want to try. He's never said, I want out of Carolina. They are an awful team and an awful franchise. He's never once been like, get me out of here. You guys are the problem, not me. He's owned it. He said, I'm struggling. I'm benched because I'm struggling. I'm going to keep
He did
working
do
and
that.
get better.
That's true, yeah.
And he's come back in. And has he been amazing? No, but he's been better. And that's all you can ask from a young guy.
So New York, as it stands right now, have the number one pick after that loss today to the Panthers.
Yeah.
Are they drafting a quarterback?
Oh, without
Have to.
a doubt.
So
have to.
Without a
Jones is
doubt.
done as a starter in the NFL, right?
He still hasn't thrown a touchdown at home like 600.
No,
odd days.
he threw one.
He threw one last week, did he?
Yeah, I think he threw one last week.
Threw one last week.
It was a real joke. I was having a good laugh
It
about
was still like 650 days.
The joke was
Two tutties.
in between the two tutties. Kansas won 2 Super Bowls in between the two tutties.
That's
In between the two, that's
Yeah,
wild,
I said that on Red Cup and DS didn't believe me.
That's the thing.
He couldn't comprehend that.
sickening. But Daniel Jones is done. The Giants will be doing everything to get the number one pick.
Well, they tried to let him run free, and he just didn't want to leave.
That was one of the funniest things
Yeah,
you've
that was
ever
funny,
said
yeah.
today. Go on, get.
You're free.
Go,
You're free now.
You're free, boy.
As he holds his ice cream cone that day we
He's-
brought him an hour ago.
I try and be positive, but
Like
he's
what?
just bad at football, right?
No, I don't think he's bad at football. I think the Giants are. Hey, hashtag fuck the Giants. Fuck them.
Yeah.
They're awful.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing.
Let's get on to the West,
Yes.
NFC West.
This is fun. Do you know who's fun? Arizona.
Arizona are fun. Kyler's fun, bro.
He got railed today on one play.
Oh,
I thought he
yeah,
was dead.
yeah.
And he just popped back up and then just went on to keep
But see what I
kicking
mean?
the shit out of him.
See what I mean? But like he's short, but he's thick
He's
and
built.
he's solid.
Yeah.
So he can take that hit. Imagine Bryce Young taking that hit. He'd be in fucking
Dead.
6 pieces, bro. Remember that kid on that ad? He'd be like, and then my head went that way, and then my leg went that way. That would be Bryce Young. He'd be
Yeah,
like in pieces,
old school HBO ad.
strewn about everywhere.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray popped back up. He's like, football, let's go.
Yeah, he's a football player, Kyler
Yeah,
Murray.
man.
I'll give you that. Like Arizona, if they're not good, they're fun. James Conner runs so hard.
Yeah, man,
he's done that
he's a
since
machine.
college.
Like,
He's
I don't know. Like Derrick Henry is the one guy I would never want to tackle, but James Conner's second.
Yeah, he's
and
up
then
there.
it's daylight. It's like James Conner runs
and
like
like
a
that.
man
Any
possessed.
NFL running back, I do not want to tackle James.
Give me Austin Eckler in the hole. Fuck that little
Cat,
bitch.
Mighty Mouse.
That he runs so hard too. He's terrifying.
He's literally all muscle.
I wouldn't want to tackle any of them. I wouldn't want to
And
tackle
they-
any NFL player. I wouldn't want to tackle a punter. That'd kill me.
You ain't taking
I'll take destroying. I'll break his neck.
Destroying.
He's not an NFL player.
Hey, he'll
He
win a cup.
couldn't make it in the XFL.
Hey, he's back. Back at Brahma.
Oh, is he?
Throw up the horns for Brahma.
Are they Texas? What are they? Surely.
San Antonio.
Yeah, Texas.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Texas.
San Antonio's in Texas.
Mate, Texas is bad. You gotta like classify where they are.
Oh yeah, because they're no James.
No.
Carry on.
No. Yeah, and they gave the Jets a good touch up today as well.
Who wins the West? Oh, see Rodgers after that fourth down stuff. He just puts himself in the tent.
Yeah.
He's done.
He's-
He has to retire. He needs to save face and retire real quick.
Now?
Yeah, yeah. He's got to call it.
Say he's got an injury and just fucking call it on.
Yeah,
Yep.
just be like, guys, injury. I'm out for the rest of the season. I'm done. Thanks, everyone. Appreciate you. Respect.
Well,
Please, please
they're-
remember me from Green Bay.
He needs to-
Apologize. Be like, I thought it'd be different.
They're
here.
my second disappointment for the year.
He needs to
They-
do the George Costanza and we're like, you thought I came back? I'm retired, boys.
They are so disappointing.
Yeah.
They're up there for disappointment of the year. And they've got so many good pieces.
So much talent on
and
that
I don't
team.
think Rodgers has been like the worst part of that team. It's just like
It's just the fucking Jets, bro. It's just that. It's just it. That's what
It's
it
the
is.
goddamn Jets.
well. Let's quickly before we move on. NFC West, who's winning it?
I think this. Unfortunately, I think the Niners are going to get healthy at the right time, and they're going to go on a run.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I agree.
I would love Arizona to get
So
it.
would I. So would I.
I would love it. I would
Yeah.
love Arizona to win the division. I would love the 49ers to miss out on the playoffs.
But I just
'Cause
think they've
they're
just got
so-
too much talent.
I would love Kittle to
smug.
pull up his fuck Dallas t-shirt while he's on the
I think it's-
sideline
but I
watching
do-
a
but I-
playoff game.
I'm going to quantify it with one thing. I think that this is
Can you
their.
quantify it with two things?
No, just one. This is their.
I'm off you.
All right.
Used to be cool, bro.
I was never cool. That's
True.
a lie.
Facts. Facts. No cap for real.
For real. This is their last. This is their last ride.
Oh, they're not
This is
winning.
it.
They're not winning a Super Bowl, man.
They're,
This is their last
they're
ride.
imploding on the sidelines.
Debo Samuel punched a
Yeah.
long snapper.
Yeah, he's a tosser.
What business you got? Why are you even talking to a long snapper, Debo?
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know that dude.
I just want the long snap to come out and just start having a crack at him every time he drops the ball.
That was also the long snapper that did stand on business to DK Metcalf.
No, he did the. What did he do? He did my baby. Oh no, he did fuck around and find out.
Fuck around and find out.
In the
'cause
rooms after.
Debo scored and did stand on business, and then he
Yeah.
did fuck around and find out. Like, he's a baller. Also, we discussed this before. If there's one dude on an NFL team I am not messing with, it's a long snapper.
Yeah.
All they do is wake up in the morning, hang out with the two weirdest dudes on the team, which is the punter and the kicker,
Amen.
and then go and snap it 60 times. And then the coaches go, I don't care what you do. So they go and lift.
Yeah.
That's all they
Well,
do.
heap of power cleans and squats
Yeah,
and shit. Like,
that's all. I'm like, like Debo, put him away, mate. You're not messing. You're not winning that fight.
Captain Zest, Debo. Did you see his outfit that he rolled up in as well?
Such a tool.
Zesty.
Do you know what Debo? Do you know who Debo was angry at? Himself, because he's crumbling.
Yeah.
He's crumbling
Well, he's too
from
fat.
trying
He's
to be
too
a
fat.
running back.
Yeah,
He's too
BBL,
fat.
Pick what you are.
Debo.
BBL
Debo.
Nah, like if you look at him,
BBL Debo.
dude, I'm telling you, he's too fat. Look at him. He's too fat.
He's thick. I don't know if anyone in the NFL is fat that doesn't play D line.
He's fat.
Doesn't play nose tackle.
If you look at early Debo when he was killing it, and now and put them side by side, he fat.
Yeah, he has got a little bit thicker in the.
Just on the Niners as well. Like, they're the same thing. Like, they keep just they've just like rolled out the same product,
Yeah.
and hope that it will be better. And it's not a bad product, but it's not better.
No.
They're not a better team than they were last year, and it's because they would have been smart, just being like, you know what, we're going to trade Ayuk off. Now I know the injury makes it all hindsight and beautiful, but Ayuk was doing nothing before he got injured anyway.
Yeah.
They should have just been like, you know what, Ayuk, yeah, we're going to trade you over, get a first round pick. We'll
He
let
was
Ricky
under
Pearsall
contract.
play.
He was under contract. They
Yeah.
could have traded him away and got something for him.
Just traded him away to someone and been like, you know what, you don't want to be here. That's cool. We're not actually giving you a say if you don't want to go to Pittsburgh. You're going to Pittsburgh
See
for
ya.
a first round pick.
Yeah.
Peace out,
Or
on
to the
break.
Browns and let your career die
Yeah.
there with James Winston.
Send us Amari Cooper back in a first round pick, and you can have Ayuk. They probably would have done it. The Browns.
Peace.
That's
Yeah.
what I mean. Like they could have made changes. They didn't. They rolled the same team out. They have just Cowboysed it with less injuries and a little bit more talent.
Yeah.
More
They've
talent.
just thrown the same team out and been like, we're
Better
going to
co-
be
a little
good
bit better
again.
coaching.
And much better coaching. Much better coaching.
Yeah, but the NFL is one of the leagues where it changes week to week.
Yeah.
So you always have to be adapting.
You
They
can't.
haven't adapted. They haven't tried to change anything and get better.
Look at the
like
Lions.
the Pats
They
used to
make
do.
changes every year.
Yeah. Well, like the Pats used to do it week to week. They
I
got
think there's
different
thinking
and
might
better.
be that like, we were this close against the Chiefs, and then the year before they were that close to making the Super Bowl.
I just think that the
Well, they were
parity-
that close against the Chiefs the year before that as well.
Yeah, I think the parity in the NFL is so few and far between now that you have to. Like, I can see a world where next year the Jaguars come out and are the best team in the AFC South.
Yeah, right.
Like,
yeah, I
and
know what you
they
mean.
make a couple of moves. They trade off Christian Kirk. Lawrence works it out. They draft a couple of linemen,
Even,
and they're good.
The Colts could do something
You
similar.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Colts, like, it's so fickle when you're good and you're bad. Like, the difference between being really good and really bad is not that big a jump.
Sure.
Like as I said, we said at the start of the season, if you played with injuries off, most of the teams are pretty even.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
It's like 2 or 3 players that make the difference between the really
that's
good
fair.
teams and the really bad teams.
Yeah.
So if you're the Niners, they just rolled out the same squad and went, we're just going to be a Super Bowl contender again, and they're not. They're
A
not.
lot,
They're,
how
they're
much of that
race-
comes down to the injuries, though? If they'll fit, they probably would
Oh,
be.
man,
though.
they've been pretty healthy the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Like they won today because McCaffrey was back. That Will Rowdy ran was absolutely
Yeah.
unbelievable, and Purdy made a great throw in that rule. Like they're definitely in sync and they're better, and I think they're going to win the division, but I just don't think they're winning a Super Bowl now.
No, I don't think so. I think Detroit's
there's
too good.
I think there's 4 teams
On
better
their
than
day, I
them.
think the Eagles can beat them.
I think Washington are probably on par with them.
Yeah.
If the Washington somehow got a home game against them, they'd beat them.
Man, I reckon
I don't think Arizona are that-
full strength Bucks beat them.
Yeah, I don't think Arizona are that far off.
Sure.
I said I wouldn't put my money on it, but I really love Arizona. I really want them to win the division.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the Rams are that bad. We're also ruling out Seattle. Like Seattle are not that bad a team. They're very up and down, but they're not bad. Like are they worse than the 49ers? Probably
No.
not. And they play them this week. There is every bit of a world the Seattle coming off a bye going and beat 49ers this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
division game. Yeah,
And then they lock up. There's 3 teams locked at the top of the division.
Yep.
You know, like it's a tight NFC West. But I said if I was putting my money on anyone, it'd be the 49ers just because.
Let's go to the second best division in football,
AFC North.
AFC North.
See, I'm going to counter that. I don't think it's the second best division simply because of the 2 teams in it. Cincy, I don't think they're that good.
I think Cincy is so hard done by.
Bro.
Their defense isn't good.
I agree.
Y'all just beat them, bro.
I think
We dominated them. If you actually look at that game and watch that
I
game,
watched the whole game.
we dominated them.
Burrow put on a clinic, bro.
We
Against your
dominated
secondary.
them.
Your secondary sucks.
Burrow was better, as good if not better than Lamar Jackson in that game.
Nah.
I'm not saying they were both
absolutely. No,
unbelievable.
Joe Burrow.
It was one of the best Thursday night games I've ever watched.
Yeah, Joe Burrow and Jamal Chase are very good. Their defense, absolute garbage.
The Bengals are very top heavy, and I feel sorry for them because they lost games early because they had the contract dispute with Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
Burrow
Yep.
wasn't quite ready yet, or wasn't quite healthy. They didn't have the continuity. Now Burrow, like if Burrow's 7-2, you're talking about him as an MVP.
Agree. Of
I
how
think-
well he's playing, yeah.
I think it would be a travesty if the Bengals don't make the playoffs. But I also think it's getting harder and harder and harder for them.
Yeah, they
to
keep
do it.
losing games.
But the good thing is that Denver keep losing games too, so they keep giving themselves a chance. But at some point, they're gonna have to string together 3 or 4 wins in a row if they want to be a playoff team.
Agreed.
So, and I guess that
Having
it's
said that,
tough.
though,
yeah,
they took it to the Ravens. And they were
Yeah.
a 2-point conversion away from winning that game on the road against the MVP favorite and the Offensive Player of the Year favorite.
yeah, they did.
That's a fucking
It was
effort.
such a good
It's
football.
a fucking great game.
Was that in Baltimore? Or
It was in Baltimore.
Is in Baltimore, yes.
Yeah, it was a good. Like, I feel kind of like with the Bucks. I feel for some reason I feel sorry for the Bengals because Joe Burrow is playing at just such a high level, and it's going to go unappreciated when it's all
Agreed.
said and done. But then again, can I see them if they scrape into the 7 seed? Because if you look at the AFC, like the top 6 seeds are almost locked. Like if you pick up the top 6, you've got the Chiefs at 9-0.
See, no, I don't think it is. I don't think the Steelers keep up this same form and actually make playoffs.
They've just got runs on the board. Who's going to catch them?
They haven't
Sorry,
played, they haven't played a visual
I
game to
just want
start
to read
with.
you Burrow stats.
Yeah, go. I'm happy to get hard anytime you want. Read them.
Reedy's head to head against
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson as well for me.
Get ready. Get ready.
We like Lamar. Okay?
No,
Don't
just-
take it personally.
Just read that one as well.
Who said we don't like
He's
Lamar?
real.
I've said he's the runaway MVP favorite.
I got someone to paint Lamar like one of the French girls for you.
I've
And you
said-
think I don't like him?
I've said it 3 weeks in a row. If he doesn't win MVP, the award's lost meaning. Like, what's this kid's problem, bro? Can
He just doesn't like.
you talk to him?
He hates the Bengals. I get it.
I don't hate the Bengals. I just don't like people that are overhyped that haven't actually performed
Burrow's performed.
He's
And
performed.
here we know why.
against Lamar.
He's got first two
When?
2008.
The one game they won.
No, on the
Against
week-
Lamar Jackson?
on Thursday
on
night. he
Thursday
performed
night he
against-
Win a
performed.
fucking game.
It's not his fault.
Win
His
the game.
defense can't stop a cold.
Win a game.
He's upset.
Win a game.
Can't wait for the Ravens to crash out.
Villain
It's going to
arc.
be so good.
Villain arc.
Please.
Can't wait for them to
Ravens have
crash
one of
out.
the easiest run for the next 5 weeks.
Unfortunately, I think the Ravens.
No, crash out of the playoffs when Lamar does nothing
No,
in the
I don't
playoffs.
think they're going to win the Super Bowl.
No.
I don't know what I'm going to take more joy with the Eagles crashing out or the Ravens winning the fucking Super Bowl. Yeah.
He does nothing in the playoffs. We know it.
No,
It's proven.
do you know who does this stuff in the playoffs? Joe Burrow. Read his stats. Go. Stop flirting with me.
2,672 yards.
Yeah, true.
First.
Facts.
Hang on. Is this for the year?
It's year to date. 2,672 yards. First.
No, it isn't.
24 touchdowns. First.
Yep.
Interceptions.
isn't.
Fourth.
How many thrown? How many did
Well, he's thrown 4 interceptions.
Fucking hell.
And a QBR rating of 74.4, which is third.
Yeah, he's like I said. It's a shame that
They are elite stats, brother.
Oh, he's
Elite.
very good. But the Bengals organization is dog shit because they don't pay players. And, like, are we sure they're going to pay Jamar Chase?
I don't know.
Imagine
was
if,
fucking good on the
imagine
weekend,
if they
though.
let Jamar Chase
He was
walk.
fucking good on the weekend, though.
Can you imagine being Burrow and, like, the season ends, whatever, and you wake up and the owner's like, yeah, so we're actually not going to re-sign Chase. We're going to rebuild. We're going to let him go in free agency. I just feel like, hey, yeah, I'm done. You can trade me wherever you
Jamar
want.
Chase
I
had
don't
11
care.
11
Jets will listen to
receptions.
someone.
11 receptions for 264 yards
Three
and 3
tutties.
touchdowns.
It's so good. Yeah, trust me, I know every stat because thanks to our boy Super Sub Scotty, who has him in his fantasy team and gave me every a 10-second update in our chat.
No, the worst thing was he was about a minute behind us as well watching this game.
We're like, then I'll be like, oh, nice touchdown from Jamar. He's like, oh, he scored, did he? I'm still 40 seconds behind you guys. Yeah, thanks for the updates, though, Scotty. Love you, buddy. Miss you.
Shout out to Scott.
Can't wait to hold you in my arms.
Super sub.
Friday night, I'm going to hold him in my arms.
But yeah, good division. Baltimore.
Baltimore running away with it. Baltimore's, you said their next 5 games is like a fucking piss.
play
It's like
Steelers.
shooting fish in a barrel.
We play Steelers next week on a mini bye. We're on a mini bye week now.
Usually at the Thursday.
So you're going to give us 10 games, 10 days to prepare for the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's a tough game. That's going to be a tough game, man. Division game.
I
Always
actually
tough.
think they'll towel up the Steelers.
We play Steelers,
I'll be very
Chargers,
surprised if they
Eagles,
get told.
Giants, Steelers again, then Texans and Browns.
Yeah, it's a nice run home. Have you played the Bengals twice?
Yeah.
Have you swept them?
Swept.
Yeah.
We've got the broomsticks out
Sweep them, baby.
from that 6-1 record against
So-
Lamar Jackson against Joe Burrow.
Can I give you? Can I give you?
so upset about Joe Burrow?
He's on my love list apparently.
You
put
put
him-
him
you
there.
put
I
him
definitely
there,
didn't put him there.
No,
He's-
that's actually not
some-
your handwriting. All the
some
other
of his
handwritings,
kid-
it's not my handwriting either.
There's something wrong with this kid. I don't know what his problem is.
He doesn't
it's-
like Joe Burrow. That's his
No,
problem.
it's not I don't like Joe Burrow.
You once said that Derek Carr was better than Dak Prescott, and you're going to sit there on your fucking high horse.
I'm
and
not
look
on a
me in
high
the eye.
horse at all. I'm sitting low, bro.
Yeah, you were like, oh, Derek Carr's better than Dak
I
Prescott.
said I would have him over Dak Prescott.
because you hate Dak Prescott.
Yeah, but
That's why he
yeah,
hates
but hang
Joe
on a
Burrow.
minute.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, but hang on a minute. It's not that I hate Dak Prescott. I said that how he was playing last year, he was playing above himself, and how he's playing this year is Dak Prescott.
He's not playing this year, George. He's injured.
Yeah, but
and
he's-
you know
he's
what? It's a
been
sensitive
awful.
subject. I don't want to talk about it
He's been
anymore.
Awful.
No, I don't hate Joe Burrow.
You hate him.
He just hasn't done anything with nothing. That's what people don't realize.
What?
His first 4 years, he had 3 of the best receivers.
Can we get that quote on a t-shirt? He hasn't done anything with nothing.
Yes.
But why? But what's this obsession that people have that quarterbacks need to do stuff with nothing? Look, that's not the fucking game. That's not how
What
it
do
works.
you want him to do?
Tom Brady fucking did stuff with nothing.
No, he
No, he
didn't.
didn't.
No, he fucking
He
didn't.
had Gronk.
Okay, one.
Gronk may be the best tight end of all time.
One.
He had Randy Moss
Okay, for 1 year.
for 3 years.
Did they win a Super Bowl?
No, but he went undefeated and then lost the
Won a-
Super Bowl because
lost the Super Bowl.
fucking Eli Big Dick Manning went and sorted him out.
No, but you have to be able to perform with nothing as well.
No, you don't.
No,
That's not
no,
how it works,
I
bro.
disagree.
That's
If-
wrong.
No, that's called elevating your team.
Okay, so
I
what?
disagree.
Brady playing with maybe the best defense in football for 15 years was nothing.
But he also had he also elevated his offense to be one of the best as well.
I agree.
Like,
but
Brady had fucking guys, bro. Like this that's a complete
Brady,
myth.
Brady had dudes. man.
If
You
you,
go
had
Had
back
a
through
great
his
O line.
teams.
Had a great O line.
You go back through his
every single
teams.
year.
he made
had guys.
He made white receivers look good.
That's
I
because they were good, mate. Julian Edelman was a good player.
Wes Welker he like changed the position of slot receiver. That's how good Wes Welker was.
Like-
yeah, you just can't have all these talent and not actually execute it.
Well, what's Burrow had?
What's
What's all
your
this talent?
expectation? Like, what's your
He had
expectation? He's
Higgins.
going to go in there with nobody with witches hats and he's just going to fucking light it up. Like, it doesn't work that way, bro.
Well, fucking CJ
what's-
Stroud did it last year.
What's this
No,
thing?
he
like-
didn't. CJ Stroud's got good players on his team.
Last
man.
year, he made Tank Dell a #1 receiver.
Tank
Well,
Dell was a
it-
good player.
It actually turns out that Nico Collins is really fucking good.
Nico Collins is a good fucking player, mate.
He's so good.
Nah, you have to be able to perform with having minimal team as well.
I disagree.
So what does Joe Burrow have that like other players don't have? Like what does Joe Burrow have that Lamar hasn't had?
Well, this year, Lamar Jackson hasn't had like a true #1 receiver for his whole career, except for the past 2 years.
He had Steve Smith 1 year.
No, he didn't. Cap. No, he didn't.
Flacco had him.
Flacco had
Yeah,
it.
he had the corpse of Steve Smith.
No, he
He had,
didn't. He had
Anquan-
Sammy Wilkins.
Did he have Anquan Bolden 1 year?
No, he didn't. He had Bashard Perriman.
Elite deep
Cap.
threat.
Cap.
Look, you're just bitter because the Ravens don't build a good team around Lamar until this year. So just enjoy it. The Ravens are winning. Oh, I don't,
Yeah,
we're
like,
gonna
I don't
call it-
understand.
Ravens
I
are winning the
understand
division.
This whole and this is not a Brock narrative. This is a narrative that a lot of people have that like, oh, quarterbacks need to win with nobody. Like, no, mate, that's not how it works.
I disagree. They need to always have
You
someone.
need talent.
It all works hand
You
in
need
hand.
talent.
Yes, you need talent, but you also got to elevate the other players as well.
So how
you
do
gotta
you know
elevate your
that-
2 and 3 and 4?
Okay, how do you know that Burrow isn't elevating Chase?
Come on,
There was,
James.
there were some pretty good throws that he made on the
James.
weekend.
James.
Chase wasn't that open.
Dude,
James.
the entire
Jamar
an-
Chase
an
was-
NFL offense is a symbiotic relationship. Everyone needs to be working together
He said it was
to
symbiotic.
play well.
I want to have a symbiotic relationship with you,
Yeah, you
baby.
fucking do.
Like, yes, they got to work well, but the quarterback being good helps those players be
So
good.
do you think Burrow's good?
I think he's good, yes. I just don't like how
Do you
overhyped
think
he
Burrow's
is.
a top 5 quarterback in the NFL?
No.
Name 5 quarterbacks better than him.
Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Kirk Cousins.
Jeez.
Kirk Cousins.
This kid,
Jesus fucking-
this kid.
I love this. This
out
is
of
so good.
control.
I'm
Nah.
actually, I am
No,
appreciating how hard
CJ
you're
Stroud.
going.
Name two more.
You-
Name
you-
two
you
more
have
that are
CJ
better.
Stroud?
Nah,
Nah.
no, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. Name two more.
Alright,
No, I'm saying my top 5
Okay,
quarterbacks.
so just
But you're wrong.
Kirk
Dak
Cousins-
Prescott when he's healthy.
Dak Prescott is not better than Joe Burrow.
Fuck
you are
you.
talking
Nah,
crazy,
I'll stand
brother.
by this.
You're wrong. I'm on Brock's side. Dak Prescott's way better than Joe Burrow.
Come on, James.
Hang on, I'll say Derek Carr and I'll get him on board here as well.
Derek
Two.
Carr's
No. I want to hear two more that are better.
Brock Purdy.
Oh, Brock. I'm quitting the podcast.
Well, hang
Y'all
on,
are fucking
hang on.
talking crazy.
Why
now.
are you doing this to
Brock
us?
Purdy was an MVP candidate last year. Is he not a good quarterback?
No, he's not
He's
better.
not
No,
better.
he's not better than Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
He's my top 5 quarterback.
You still haven't named.
I'll stand on it.
I still haven't named
I've
two.
just named 3, George. Learn how to count.
I
You still
respect.
haven't. No.
I
You
res-
said 5.
You know
we
what?
said 5.
Yeah, you named
And
5.
No,
He
but-
actually-
but
I
they're-
named
but
7
they're not.
actually.
But they're not. They're
no,
not better.
In our opinion, they're not. And here's they are.
It's not opinions, bro. Fucking facts, man. Stats.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh my god.
Well, he's thrown the same amount of touchdowns as Joe Burrow this year.
No, he hasn't.
Yes, he has.
Yeah.
He's thrown 24.
Yeah, the same.
Has he thrown 24?
He's also thrown less picks than Joe Burrow this year.
Baker's a dog. I love Baker.
Also, who's thrown more yards? He's beaten Lamar Jackson by 3 yards. He's thrown the same amount of touchdowns as him. He's thrown 6
Bro,
less picks than him.
Bro, I don't know why you got this stick up your ass, but
Don't
Joe
stick-
Burrow is an elite quarterback.
I'm not saying he's
You
not.
are out,
I'm not
you
saying
are
he's
outside
not.
your mind.
I am not
if you
saying
don't
he's
think
not.
he's a
He's
top 5 quarterback.
There are not 5 quarterbacks better than Joe Burrow.
Cap. I'll stand on. I'll die on
You
this
know
hill.
what? I actually respect how hard he's.
I'll
standing
die on this
business.
hill.
He's doing this to upset you. You know.
Yeah, and it's working
I know, and I love it.
because it's just craziness,
This
bro.
is the villain arc we needed.
It's just absolute
I
out
respect-
and out craziness.
I respect the shit out of this. I respect the fucking shit out of it.
So Ravens are
Dak Prescott.
Dak Prescott.
Hey, and then he rolls out Brock Purdy and then Baker Mayfield.
stand
what
on
the
it.
fuck,
I'll
bro?
stand on this. I'll stand on this.
No, I respect it. All right, let's move on. AFC East.
But you know what? Hey, but you know what?
Jared Goff.
You know what Joe Burrow can do? Win the fucking playoff game. That's what he can do.
What, Lamar Jackson didn't win a playoff game last year?
He made it to a fucking Super Bowl, and he fucking would have won it too. He would have won it.
Jared Goff he did make a Super Bowl with the Rams.
No. I'm talking about.
that-
I'm talking about Burrow.
Burrow
Burrow
went
should
to
have
a
won
Super
that
Bowl.
game. They should have won that.
They seemed to block Aaron Donald
Yeah, well, they couldn't
because he didn't have enough talent around him because he was so poor on the offensive line. They lost the Super Bowl, and all he did was try and do it without talent, and he failed because he's not as good as the other quarterbacks that you label. I'm with you. Let's go.
He's not as good as Baker
Burrow's a
Mayfield.
bum. No, when he said Kirk Cousins, even you didn't
He's
even believe
trolling.
it. I
He's
could see it in
trolling
your
hard.
eyes. I could see it in your eyes. I could feel it. You
Jalen
didn't-
Hurts.
Jalen?
No, but Joe Burrow eats Jalen Hurts for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
I don't know
Get the
about that.
fuck out of here.
I'm a real Jalen. I'm a big Jalen Hurts.
Big
guy,
Jalen Hurts
actually.
fan.
Big Jalen Hurts.
He,
guy.
he can score a lot. I like that. I respect that in him.
Y'all can shut up.
Alright.
You guys don't know anything about football. Sorry.
All right, AFC East. It's Bills, and then nobody else matters.
Yes.
Jets are fucked.
Hang on.
Massive
Nah,
disappointment.
we want the Finns to win tomorrow.
Obviously, we do. We always want the Finns to win.
Always want the Finns up.
I've already won fantasy. I want Waddle to go
Miami's
for
a bit of a
40.
disappointment this year too, purely because of the two
The injury.
too.
The injuries.
We've always said they were one hit away from ruining a season. I'm glad Tua's back playing. I think it's a great thing.
Agreed.
Guy's he's pretty tough, man.
His resilience is through the roof. Man.
To be able to be and it's not a money thing because he's already. Everyone's like, oh, well, he wants the money. He's already been paid. He's already a multi-millionaire. He already has generational wealth that he will. Him and his next 3 generations of family will never have to worry about money if they're not idiots, right?
Dude, if they invest that money properly, no one with that last name will ever have to work
Exactly. It's not a money thing. It's he loves football, wants to play football. And
Shut
I
up.
respect the shit out of that. So, yes, they've been disappointing because of Tua. But again, next season, I'm ready to think they're going to be good again if Tua plays a whole season. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yep.
think they're a good team with Tua. I really do believe that.
I just don't think you can't buy in that Tua is going to be healthy.
Can't bank on it, that's for sure.
I
agree with that.
can't buy in on that.
Now he's talking sense again.
I don't think they'll ever win a Super Bowl because there's always that chance that Tua
Justin
just-
Herbert, top 5 quarterback too.
I'd take Justin Herbert over Burrow right now. Maybe.
Nah.
Justin Herbert's so fucking good.
No, Herbert's good, but I'm still taking Burrow. Burrow's good, man.
It's not a big gap though.
Not a huge gap,
Herbert's-
but Burrow's good.
My top 5 quarterbacks would be Lamar, Josh Allen, Mahomes, Burrow, Herbert.
Fair.
Right now.
I like it. I like
Right
that.
now. And I put Lamar first. I think he's been
Put some respect on him.
phenomenal. And mind you,
Yeah, but he's
Mahomes
still got
is-
his backup. Like
Mahomes
no one's
is-
saying Lamar's not good. Like I don't know
Mahomes
why
is
you got to
You
surviving.
want me
shoot
to go back and get the tape of you saying he's shit?
When did I say that? I've never said that
You
he's shit.
said it in the preseason.
did you? George.
I never said that. I never said he's shit. You are outside your mind, boy.
Roll the clip. Roll the clip.
I'm so sorry.
Roll the clip.
I didn't know he said that.
He said that. It really hurt me. I've had this in me my whole
Fuck.
all year.
You guys are.
You know
And then
how
he flips the
ultra-sensitive-
script and he tries to buy.
Falling
You
apart.
know how ultra sensitive he is about Lamar
He's
Jackson.
very
and you're going to
sensitive
come
boy.
out and say
He's a
shit.
very sensitive boy. We've established
You've
that.
said this for 3 weeks.
We've established that.
He's flipped the narrative earlier. I didn't call him out at
Very
first.
sensitive
I didn't call him
boy.
out at first when he said he should be the MVP. I didn't call it out at first, but I've got the clips.
I want to see the clip, bro, because I think you're talking out of your ass.
You know he'll find it.
He's got a lot of free.
He'll AI
Well, he's
it.
got no girlfriend, so he's got a lot of free time.
Oh, whoa. I got no girlfriend. You got no girlfriend,
True.
bitch.
Now, what are we doing?
Bills. Bills are going to win this.
Bills all the
Bills
way.
are going to win the AFC East. They are so good. Bills will knock off the Chiefs next week.
Ooh.
I think the Bills are
Did
a
you
much
see the
better team.
Chiefs win on that blocked field goal today? That was outrageous, man.
It's just like the Chiefs are going undefeated, and they're just going to keep finding. They're winning a third Super Bowl
I don't think they are.
because they're going to be the 1 seed.
They're going to play good teams in playoffs. That's what's going to
I
fuck
agree.
them.
They haven't played that many good teams, but I said I think the Bills will beat them next week. I think they'll end their
hope
undefeated
so.
run.
That'd be
The
nice.
Bills are good. The
Bills are good.
The
Absolutely.
Bills are
good.
really. There's. I think the MVP is a 2-horse race, and it's Lamar and Allen, and there's no one else. And I think if Allen can play well next week and knock off the Chiefs, that'll really push him. Because the good thing about the Bills are right now is they're like I don't think the Ravens can be the 1 seed because their division's tough and it's always historically tough.
Sure.
Whereas I think the Bills can run the gauntlet on the division. I think they can beat everyone.
Yep.
They could almost not lose a game for the rest of the year. I think they're that good.
Mm.
Yeah, it's unrealistic. They probably will, but I think they're that good.
Yeah,
I
they're good. They're
really
definitely
like
good enough.
And they're
Yeah.
going to get Milano back, which I've been saying for a couple of weeks. It will happen at some point. They're going to get better.
As
So-
the year
and
goes
Amari Cooper's been hurt too. They don't know if he'll play next week against the Chiefs, and they have a bye, so they might rest him.
Rest him.
The fact that you could just be like, we don't really care when we're playing the undefeated Chiefs. We'll just rest Amari Cooper and don't worry about it. They're getting better. They're getting better every
It's
week.
in
Bills.
Buffalo, correct?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Be a good game. Be a really good
That
game.
will be a good game.
But the East goes through Buffalo.
Yeah, absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
No one else. And is there another playoff team in the East? I don't.
No,
think
No.
definitely not.
No, I don't
No.
think so either.
Well,
No.
the 3-7 Jets, get out of here, bro.
Mate, Jets are they're holding their run. All right, them and the Cowboys. They're waiting for their run at 3-7.
They're waiting for their run down to Carbo on fucking on vacation, bro.
Down to Carbo.
On vacation.
That's so
bro.
good. Who was the player who used to say have fun? Who was the guy that said had fun in
Yeah,
Carbo?
funny, I can't remember who it was.
It was some black cornerback, and it was gold.
It was gold.
Have fun in Carbo. All right, the
South.
South, Houston, Indy, Tennessee, and Jigs.
I'm going to say one of my disappointments is Houston.
Yeah,
They are just not.
they're mid.
They are.
They're so mid.
They're benefited by playing crappy teams, and their division's
Yeah,
crap.
they're 3-0 in the division, so
Yeah,
yeah.
and
they are
they'll
benefited
probably
by
go
that.
6-0 unless the Colts can knock them off one game, which they could.
They lost to the Jets last week.
That was a weird game. That was like Rodgers should have retired after that game. That should have been the moment where he's like, you know what, guys,
His last win, you reckon?
I've left you with a good win. Peace out.
Peace.
Appreciate you guys.
Their wins this year are legit. They beat the Colts week 1. They beat the Bears.
Yeah.
Lost to the Vikings. Beat the Jags. Beat the Bills. Good win.
That was a good win. Yep.
Beat the Pats. Lost to Green Bay. Then beat the Colts.
All
Then
I
lost
know
the Jets.
is they haven't been real other than the Bills. They haven't been a good team, which is fine. But watching them literally throw everything they had at the Detroit Lions today, and
Yeah,
Detroit
you
play
can't do that.
as poorly as they possibly could, and still win, I was just kind of like, I don't know, the Texans. I'm
at
not.
home too.
Yeah, I'm not saying they're crap and they're done. They'll win the division.
They
but
should
I
have
don't
won
think
that game
I
today.
don't think they're a Super Bowl contender.
A proper team that's got Super Bowl aspirations
Yeah.
will win that game.
I
Today.
agree, and I don't think they are because I think Detroit are that team.
Oh,
Detroit
yeah.
are that like we're going to win a
By
Super
hook or
Bowl.
by crook, we're winning this fucking game, and
I don't
we're
think
rolling home.
And I'm not saying they have to blow the doors off and Stroud's crap and all that. They're very young. They're very talented. The Texans will be a good team for the next few years, but I don't think this is their year. They'll win the division, and they may.
No, I don't think anyone's saying this is their year though.
No,
There's too many
no.
good teams in the AFC.
Well, I think in the preseason, a lot of people
Yeah.
thought it was their
too
year.
many good teams in the AFC.
Actually, it's tough too. Yeah.
So at the moment, they would play the Ravens week 1 of the playoffs.
Yeah.
Matrica. I think the Ravens will kick
Then-
the 7 shades of Sunday out of
Then
them.
even
I
if
think-
Ravens win the division, they'll probably play, Steelers are going to keep winning. They'll probably play the Steelers.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to play the
that's a good
Steelers
bet.
with their defense.
Do we think the Texans are better than the Steelers?
I think it's pretty even.
Yeah, I think so too.
Mm.
I think so too.
I think the Steelers' defense is better than the Houston Texans' offense, though.
Agreed.
I highly
Yeah,
rate the Steelers'
that's pretty
defense.
fair. That's pretty
Any
fair.
team with TJ Watt on it's going to have a chance.
TJ Watt, Queen's playing unbelievable as well.
He's been
You
a good
guys
pickup.
should-
Micah Fitzpatrick, nah,
Do you wish you paid him?
nah,
He's so good.
nah.
Can't pay everybody.
Our
No,
will,
you can't. You just
our weak side linebacker is just as good as Patrick McQueen.
Who is it?
Johnson.
Yeah, I remember watching it and them being
He's-
like basically they have no drop off.
There's been no drop off. The only thing it can't do is Roquan can't go rover. That's the only difference.
Which they might
teams are
come-
making Roquan cover now,
which is smart,
which is smart.
and he can do it.
but we
He's just
also
not having the same impact.
we also have he's not getting the tackles he was getting because he was just stopping the run and
He
getting
should've-
quarterbacks.
He should have been defensive MVP last
He
year.
should have. But our O line is so good. Our D line is so
that's a
good.
fair
though.
one.
The NFL missed an
covers.
opportunity to give an off-ball linebacker a legitimate MVP last year with
Yeah.
Roquan Smith. They fucked it because they just went, who had the most sacks? Give it to
It's
him.
the worst fucking award. Defensive. I hate it.
I think
I hate it.
the 2 worst awards by far are defensive MVP because it goes to the guy who gets the most sacks, or like Trayvon Diggs had 11 interceptions and didn't even get a vote for defensive player
Yeah, that's
because
crazy.
4 defensive ends that had the 4 leaders of sacks got him.
Yeah.
That's an issue, right? And then the other award that's completely slated is MVP. It's the best quarterback in the league.
Quarterback award for sure.
No matter what. And last year was a prime example. I'm not saying Lamar was
No, but
didn't deserve it.
CMC could have easily got that. I
CMC
would
should have
not
been
fight you on that.
again. They had an opportunity last year. CMC, Tyreek Hill, CD Lamb,
Yeah.
any of those guys were all better than every quarterback in the league last year. And
He
any of them
got,
could have
got offensive player, CMC, right?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
did.
Well, that's something.
It is. That's why they
Basically
stopped,
made that award.
they stopped letting offensive player be a quarterback.
Yeah.
Because I remember when Matt Ryan won MVP, he won Offensive Player of the Year as well. They used
Which
to
checks
basically,
out.
if you won MVP, you won Offensive Player as well.
Yeah.
And they basically said if you win MVP, you can't.
Was that
win
the year they
Offensive
made the
Player.
Super Bowl? I think it was.
And now it's just like an unwritten rule that a quarterback doesn't win offensive. It's like the MVP is the Offensive Player of the Year is the best offensive player. that's not a
Non-quarterback, yeah.
Non-quarterback. Sorry, I sidetracked us. Who are we talking about? Texans.
Texans.
Texans will win the division.
Easy.
It's such a bad division. And the Colts is... Can I just say one thing on the Colts? Flacco's not working. Just give it back to Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I'm not against.
What's the point? You're probably not making the playoffs with Flacco.
The point is,
And you're
James,
not
he
winning a
fucking
Super Bowl.
sucks. That's the point.
Well,
Yeah, but you
well,
don't
let him
know.
suck for the rest of the
You
year.
do know. He fucking sucks.
What I don't get is they're like the Colts are one of the worst teams in the red zone, right?
They should just move off him.
Do you know what's great?
That's
in
how
the-
bad he is.
Do you know what's great in the red zone? A quarterback that can run. Why not have some packages at least that when you get in the red zone, because Flacco's not scoring touchdowns, bring him in. I don't get teams that are just like, oh, we have Anthony Richardson that has so many good traits.
Surprised Shane Steichen hasn't been able to come up with some packages.
Something.
Yeah,
like
I'm
I'm not
surprised about
saying
that. That I agree
I'm
with.
not saying like Richardson's not a bust or he's going to be an MVP.
He a bust.
He may be, and I'm leaning more towards it as the weeks go on. But what are we doing when we're in the red zone with a corpse of Joe Flacco? Have a package
Mate,
where
he's-
you bring
he's still
Anthony
elite.
Richardson in and just
Joe
go,
Flacco's still elite.
well, if he's getting him there, just bring Anthony Richardson and be like, hey, Flacco would happily walk off and go, hey, Anthony, go on. Just go and
Yeah.
punch us in for his big
I
dog.
just want to have a rest.
Just go and punch us in for his big dog.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? Why can't you, like, you are smart offensive players. You can't.
Can he just not learn the playbook? Is it that?
I don't think.
So give him 5 plays. Steichen, sit down Anthony Richardson and go, hey, I'm going to give you 5 plays
Is he
to memorize.
smart enough to remember?
No,
Yes.
I don't think it's like learning the
Yes.
playbook. It's reading coverages.
Yeah, he
Yes.
can't read
Which you-
defense,
So
he's
give
fine.
him 5 set plays, 4 of them are runs and 1's a play action. And on the play action, you literally go,
You read one defender.
read two. If none of them are open, fucking run.
Yeah.
Is it that? It's not that hard.
It's not that hard, but obviously he can't do it, James.
No, I think Steichen's. I think that
They've made their bed now.
Steichen-
He made his
he's
own bed
made
by
his bed, and
tapping
now he's like, I'm lining it.
Yeah.
You're an idiot. Don't line it because you'll end up with no fucking job,
Yep.
Shane.
Nah, someone will pick him up.
As an OC, you won't be a head coach anymore, though.
Yeah.
He'll lose his job. I don't get it. The Colts are losing games by like a couple of touchdowns, one touchdown. They're in games a lot of the time.
Yeah, and they're a good team, man.
They could put together a couple of touchdowns. Like they scored one touchdown last week, and it was a defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
Like they've got to do something. You can't just be sitting there going, "Oh, well, Flacco or Richardson, which one?" Try something, Colts. Do something with Anthony
Like,
Richardson.
I'm a massive Flaccoholic, but I would easily put Richardson in it and just find out actually what you got.
You can't put him in. He's no good.
I disagree.
Nah, you only got to get better by playing him, though.
I
He's
disagree.
only going to get better.
He's awful.
They are not a good. We talked about this last week. They are not a talented offense. They are not a skilled. They don't have a lot. They don't run the ball well all of a sudden because teams have gone, well, with Flacco, we just stop the run and then there's no play action and then he can't get big plays because their receivers aren't that good. Their receivers aren't just winning routes. Like, they're not that good.
Yeah.
So you've got to do something. You can't just be like, oh, let's just keep rolling out Flacco and then in 3 weeks' time when your
I think-
season's over,
I
be
honestly
like, oh,
believe-
now let's roll out Richardson.
I
Try.
honestly believe they've just got to cut their losses with Richardson. He's no good.
No, I can.
I'm calling it from now.
Remember, you're paying him nothing for 2 years.
Yeah, but he's fucking shit.
What's the point? What's the point of just cutting your losses and being like, see you later?
What if he has a resurgence like how Sam Darnold had a resurgence? Because he was shit. He was a bust.
Why don't they try and add a bunch of talent around him next year and be like, hey, Anthony,
Because he
you've got
can't
no
throw the
excuse.
ball, bro. That's
He
why.
can definitely throw the ball. He can't read coverage. He can
That's what I mean.
definitely throw the ball.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, but that's. Do you know what you can learn? How to read coverage with good coaching.
I'm not sure he's smart enough.
Maybe not. You very well might be right.
I
All I
honestly
know
say
is
that.
right now.
I'm
what
not
the
just saying it
Colts
to be a troll. I honestly believe he's not smart enough.
and that's very fair. You may be right. All I know is right now, the Colts and Shane Steichen's not doing the right thing by his team. And I'm not saying he needs to start Richardson, but he needs to have him.
I think he's gone
into.
into. I think Steichen's in job preservation mode
I
right now.
agree.
But
That's what I think.
He's
That's
not
how you
gonna-
get fired.
He's not going to save his job by not playing him.
Now, if he gets enough wins and they can't sack him, that's the thing.
No, he saves his job. Actually, we know one thing in the NFL that wins mean shit when you're going to get fired or not. The way he saves his job is by showing some stuff with Anthony Richardson during the season to be like, you know what? He can do this. He can do this. I can do this with him. I can do that with him. I think we can build around him because otherwise, every single coach in the league is going to be coming to them going, I reckon I can make it work with Anthony Richardson.
Yeah.
I can do some shit with him. He's an ultra athlete. He's got a big arm. I reckon I can make it work. Send him over. Jay, trade him to me. I'll make him work.
I don't see it.
We'll see how it plays out. But the Colts they're wasting themselves. They're not a bad football team at all.
Can we talk about the West? Because it's actually
Yes.
a sneaky good division too.
I'm so sick of the Chiefs. They're going to win the division.
They're fucking gross.
The
I hate them.
Chargers. I was going to talk about the Chargers.
Yeah. Chargers.
I can watch those assholes play football all
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, they're so good. I love Herbert. I've been on Herbert since day one.
They are building. They're doing what the Lions did 2 years ago.
Yes,
that we-
great call.
That we couldn't
Fucking
see.
hallelujah. Great call.
They are
Great
building
call.
things the right way, the right culture, the right
Yeah, it's
style
culture
of
first, yeah.
people
Building a
they
team,
want.
building a team from the inside out.
100%.
They're going to be good.
Like I think with they're going to be competing for a Super Bowl.
They're going to be the Detroit
next
of the
year, if not the
AFC.
year after.
Yep.
I agree, and of course I agree. I said it.
Yeah, no,
I
I'm
agree with
agreeing.
myself.
I'm agreeing with you, Jerk.
I agree with you agreeing with me, but I also think that Herbert's so good.
Yeah,
and they're going to add some receiver talent. I'm really happy for Quentin Johnson.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Is he an elite top 5 receiver, top 10
No,
receiver?
but he's a solid number
But
two.
he has now been like, I'm a really good receiver and I can play in this league.
He'd be a solid number two. If
Which-
you could draft like a Marvin Harrison type,
He's perfect for him.
perfect.
I just think he's actually come in this season and been like, you know what? You're all basically saying that I can't play in the NFL. I can play here. I'm actually pretty good. I can be a really good player. I can be an 8-10 year guy in this
It's
league.
because he's not getting overfed the ball.
No, they're just letting him. They've
When he's
obviously
open,
put
they're
him in a
throwing him the
position
ball.
to succeed and going, hey, you run these routes. You're good at that. Do that
He's
stuff.
only,
and
he's
we'll
only had
feed
20
you in.
receptions and 29 targets
Yeah.
this year.
He's just
So
good.
he just gets the ball when he's open,
100%.
rather than just trying to throw up to one-on-ones to him like every other sort of number, like star receiver gets. First round
Yeah, like
receivers
what
get.
the Jets were trying to do with Wilson.
Yeah.
Yeah, just feed him the ball. It doesn't lead to
Doesn't
more wins.
work. You
It's-
actually
it's
got
not-
to
it's
throw
not
it when they're
productive.
open.
Yeah, it's not college. It doesn't work that way, man.
No. And then I just think the Chargers are so fun. The Raiders are done. if it wasn't the fact that the Raiders are already paying another coach they're fired, I think Antonio Pierce would be gone.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of myself for my
Yeah.
disaster
Disaster
scale.
scale.
I fucking knew he'd be a disaster.
Yeah.
I knew it from the day I saw him playing for the New York Giants. Maybe it was a grudge. I don't know.
I mean, the Raiders, like, it's a bit of a story with them too. They kind of got fucked with that Gruden thing as well.
True,
This
yeah.
wasn't the plan.
They're also
This
still
wasn't
paying
the plan.
Gruden. Well, they signed Gruden for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then Antonio Brown. And then he turned into an absolute psychopath.
Who's their GM?
Who was? Mike Mayock.
Mike Mayock.
That's what I
That's
mean.
right,
Like
yeah.
they signed a guy who they thought knew how to draft. Spoiler alert, he didn't.
They should have just watched his draft coverage.
Yeah, he was awful.
He's never been good.
But then like, they bring in Antonio Brown, he ends up being a psycho. Then he goes over to Tampa Bay and wins a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's just like
And then remains
everything
a
they do
psycho.
turns to shit.
Yeah.
And then Denver, I guess Denver are
I
a surprise.
like Denver.
They're fun.
They're fun to watch.
I kind
Bo
of
Nix is fun to watch.
wanted them to win today, but then also when they lost, I was like, good, because they're not that good.
They didn't deserve to beat the streak. No.
They're such a mirage. They're such a fake. They're a fake team, Denver. They're not that good. But I like Peyton. They've got some.
I don't know if you can't
pieces.
say they didn't deserve to win that game today. They were in it till the very end, mate.
At least it wasn't like a bullshit penalty or something. At least they like the Chiefs were like, we blocked your kick. Like we legitimately,
I couldn't believe
we
that, man.
blocked your kick. Like
I
it.
fucking couldn't.
Of all the things, I was
fucking
sitting there being like,
Chiefs,
oh,
mate.
it's over. They're gonna it's a 35-yard field goal. Like he's gonna kick it. He's gonna kick the field goal. Bang. I was just like, some teams just have it, you know.
Fucking Chiefs, mate.
They say what you will about them. They just find a way to win. They just
It's rigged,
find a
mate.
way.
It's scripted.
Again,
Mahomes was telling the ref to sign when someone's close to him, which I actually don't think he was telling the ref.
he was telling the tackle.
He was telling
He
somebody,
was telling the left tackle.
and it
Because
just
the left tackle had let his man go and was running behind him, and he was. It was like it's the old footy talk. Like, talk to me. Talk,
Oh, mate.
Talk. Tell me there's
the
someone
amount of
chasing
times
me.
me playing left tackle. I get beaten. I turn around and go, hot, throw it!
You're hot. You're hot.
Throw
You're
it!
hot. Exactly. That's what he wasn't saying it to the ref, but God, it was funny.
I just can't stand him. I hate him so much.
Mahomes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I did like? This is a bit off topic, but I loved his political take.
What was it?
They asked him after last week's game, "Oh, who are you endorsing
Oh,
for the vote?"
are we shouting him out?
Yeah, I'm shouting him out.
No.
No, I'm not shouting Trump out.
The big Don?
That's a package in the P. That's a package in the P operation.
I'm gonna give him a shout.
Billy
shout.
Wilson isn't here to shout him out,
Shout
man.
out, Big
No,
Don.
but they asked Mahomes, and he was like, "Doesn't matter what I vote for. Do what's right for you."
Yeah.
He's
You-
like,
you know why he
"I'm going
said
to
that?
promote going and vote because he voted for Kamala, bitch."
No. He voted for Trump. But he said that because if he said he voted for Trump, Travis
The
Kelce,
issue
dating
with
Taylor
Travis and
Swift.
Taylor, yeah.
Just not worth a fight.
She'd bring
Not
her
worth a
toothy
fight.
blowjobs to the locker room for a scrap.
No, thank you.
No, thank you. But no, I liked his response. He was like, "I'm not endorsing anyone. I'm going to vote for who I want to vote for. It's my private thing. Everyone should go out and vote and do the right thing. If you want, vote for who you want and do what you want."
Yep.
He was basically like, I think celebrities and people in positions of power promoting who they're voting for is wrong. He's like, go and make your own decision. and do what you
Promoting
want.
to go and vote is the right thing. Isn't
100%.
it wild that they don't have compulsory voting like we do? I think that's wild.
Nah, I'd happily not vote. I don't give a shit.
I think it's good that it's compulsory.
You
I
don't-
think
you don't
so
go write
too,
a
but
name?
it's also so annoying.
I'll just go write a name in.
Do you? Who do you write? James Arthur?
Phil Hughes got a couple of votes for me.
Phil Hughes. Phil Hughes, the dead cricketer.
He's dead. He's dead.
He died like a week before I voted him from the state election.
Jesus, what a diabolical.
Sometimes vote for a couple
Hey,
of
Brock.
Orioles players
Brock.
during that time.
Maybe just have a little break from talking for 5 minutes. Just have a little break.
Oh, you know what? You run the show then, Jay.
Is everything all right at home?
Just have a little break, bro.
No.
Has it been a rough week?
Just push the mic away.
It's been
Been a rough Monday?
a week.
Gather yourself.
Boy, I am
I
exhausted.
voted for Phil Hughes,
That is fucking
the dead cricketer,
outrageous.
the tragically past cricketer.
That was very tragic.
No, no, duck.
I don't know, he could have ducked.
No, you see that? You see that wooden thing in his hand?
No,
Maybe use that, Phil Hughes.
I said that, and I
Fellas.
immediately regretted it.
Fellas, come on.
It was
As a-
very sad and horrible.
as a
And I'm
man-
sorry, that was
as
a
a
bad
man
joke.
with a
We
family,
might have to
come on.
cut this.
That was a terrible. We're not cutting it. That's a terrible.
we're not
joke.
cutting
We don't cut shit around here. But I apologize. Feel very, very sad.
All right, so that's it.
That's it.
basically.
Do you have any more disappointments?
Who did I have here? Let me check my thing. The Jets,
Do you have any?
Cowboys, Eagles.
Obviously, Burrow's a big disappointment. For
I'm
you.
disappointed in George for not going to the gym before this. That's why he hasn't flexed on
Yeah,
camera.
why did you
That's
have the
why.
pump?
Now we know why he hasn't flexed on camera yet.
Because I've prioritized this over the gym for tonight.
Hey,
So I'm doing the right thing as a
B.
teammate.
Wilson, listen up.
I'm doing the right thing as a teammate.
This is commitment. Commitment, bro.
And I'm still fucking.
Man, he's in Ballarat. He's in
still
Ballarat.
fucking tanked
In the
on
rat
that.
cap.
Want to play PlayStation?
Playing COD in the rat.
We're playing COD, Billy. Gin him up, man.
No. I don't have any more disappointments. Everything's disappointing to me. I'm dead inside.
You're a Cowboys fan. Of
That's
course you are.
so Cowboys fan. Hey, don't worry. This is our year,
I'm
boys.
disappointed in Brock.
We're them boys.
Yeah, no, I'm not disappointed in you. I've loved the villain. We love the villain arc.
It's crazy.
He's got to you tonight,
Talking
and I'm
absolute
so
nonsense.
I'm
man.
so fucking impressed at how quickly and easily he got to you
Just
tonight.
it's
And
just
of all the
nonsense.
people he got to you with, it was Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
He got you.
Didn't even bring Jalen Hurts into this.
You got to eat it, man. You got to eat
Oh,
it. You got
let's get
this.
out of here.
Saquon
please.
Barkley was going to be my next one if he didn't bite.
Saquon. No, Saquon's having a year, man.
Actually, I do have a gift for you coming.
Oh shit.
So, sorry, are you going to give him the gift while coming, or is the gift coming?
No, it's gonna be. It's
I
gonna
was
be.
confused.
Hey, whatever you want, big boy.
Whatever you want,
It's gonna
baby.
be anthrax in a fucking in a letter in an envelope or some shit. No,
All
I'm
right,
just kidding.
tune in Red Cup betting
Red
Sunday
Cup,
night.
Sunday night.
Get in, get on the bets. The boys are doing a great job.
Yes, they are.
I'm currently,
sign up to the Patreon.
Currently at 4-0 this week.
We need one more Patreoni for Brock to do the cult dance, and no one will do it.
For the shoe.
And then 25, and you'll do the apple dance.
No, I'm not doing that.
At 25, you will.
End the show, James.
We'd be rich. All right. Peace out, everyone.